Hello, this is Rich with breathingwiththemarkets.com. Today is April 19th, 2025, Easter weekend. I was just sitting around and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a little video and talk a little bit more about myself. Not that I need to, but and show you the website that traders can go to get a one-on-one mentorship with me and only me. Just a little history and a background is I took my first trade in 1999 as a gap trader. I was a very aggressive trader. I've always have been aggressive and I always will be aggressive in the markets. Markets are evil, and we as traders must be aggressive without hesitation. Markets are a threat to us. Okay. If you go out and you think you're going to attack the market uh, without having a plan, that's not going to work for you. You have to allow the market to show a weak hand in order to be successful at trading. If you have an endless supply of money, then maybe you can gamble your way out of it. But I highly doubt it. Gambling is, some people are professional gamblers, not taken away from them at all. But a gambling mentality is going to get you nowhere. And you're going to revenge trade and revenge trade and revenge trade over and over and over again. Sizing up, sizing up, sizing up, and the market's going to get you. And that's just how it works. So if you're patient and you understand the weak hand in the market, that's when you get in with an objective plan and you're going to be more successful than not. I did not take courses because I didn't know how to trade. I furthered my education because I have a passion in trading. That is the only reason, not because I wasn't happy with what and where I was in the market trading. I was successful, but success is only the beginning. It's only the beginning. So each and every day that you practice, you become more and more successful at what you do. And so I had training courses such as the online trading course where you can buy individual, you can buy the options class, you can buy the forex class, um, you can buy the futures class. You can do all of these classes, but they don't actually teach you a strategy, in my opinion. They do teach you supply and demand, and that's a strategy. As a whole, learning about supply and demand, which some people call it support and resistance. There's some very interesting facts that are actually different than supply and demand and support and resistance, and where you can break it down to where you can actually get down to, I can really get down to a freaking tick if I start at the higher time frame and go all the way down to pick my zone. But I don't get into that and teach that because that's not part of the program that I teach. I have no problem with that, and getting down to the tick in that area. I mean that's pretty good. And a guy by the name of Sam Seiden, he was teaching over there at Online Trading Academy, and I used to watch him early in the morning on Zoom or the program that they have through the website. I'm in the mastermind club at Online Trading Academy, and back then I believe it was around $25,000 to be in that club. So I don't know what it is today, but $25,000 is not a cheap nut, right? Especially if you already know how to trade. So the moral of the story is it's not about how much money that you're going to spend for your own education. I invest in myself and I invest in my time. So if you invest in yourself and your time and you have skin in the game, then you're more than likely going to succeed over a period of time versus continuing to fail. You are who you hang out with. Now, Sam Seiden, I had no problem talking about a trader who's good. I have no problem talking about a trader who's extremely educated. But I do have a problem on traders that try to fake their shit through life and through the trading. And there's a lot of gurus on YouTube that are fakers and takers. And they're gamblers. And they're support and resistance traders that I know that I've actually bought their course, and they're full of shit. So the reason I say they're full of shit is because they are. Not because I have a vendetta against someone or this and that. But you know what? When somebody else tries to challenge another trader and I went in there quietly. I was quiet. I didn't overpower anyone. I showed results. He or she didn't like the results, and they were becoming embarrassed, bottom line. And instead of reaching out and saying, hey, what are you doing? I would have been open at the time because that's who I am as a person. And so let's get back on some of these good traders. Like Sam Seiden, Todd Davis at OTA, great guy. Shout out to Todd. Really, really good, knowledgeable trader. Right side of the market. He preaches that right side of the market also. I mean, Todd, Sam Seiden, there's a whole bunch of different traders over there. The Board of Exchange and all that stuff. Very good traders. And I ran into some scalpers that were really good also. MJ, he's a great scalper. And I paid for all of these courses. And I paid for a lot of other courses on YouTube. Not because I didn't know how to trade. I just wanted to see if they knew something that I didn't know. That's all. Because everyone looks at the market differently. That's a fact. And if you're successful at what you do, great. But in my philosophy, I think that success is just the beginning, right? Just because you're successful at something doesn't mean you've reached your goals and you quit. Me, I'm like a sponge. I like to continue to learn. So I will listen and I won't critique, but I will listen to all the details that a trader has and say, oh, that's a good opinion, right? They see the market a little bit differently and they come up with a different word. And all of a sudden, they're in the same position that I would be in, and maybe not by the same facts. And that's where traders are separated. It's because they all have their own opinions or facts. My opinion doesn't matter in the market. What you will find is that numerous traders on the internet, when I say internet, it's YouTube, strong opinion about traders or about trading based on their experiences in the market. The market itself does not have an opinion. The market is algorithmic. It goes up and down. And of course, if the market goes up and down, it's going to create what? Supply and demand zones. It's going to create support and resistance zones. Why? Because the market goes up and down. I mean, it's a fact. It's just common sense, right? And if the market didn't go up and down, then we would not have those support resistance or supply and demand zones. To me, the support and resistance, supply and demand, based on how you use it, is not my flavor. And there's reasons why that I don't like to use those zones. And I teach the mentees the reason why. What you see on the internet is the complete opposite of what I actually teach. I've seen so many people talk about the market, and I have not heard about the gems in the market that I teach the mentees. The market is like a puzzle. Imagine it had 5 pieces, and the majority of traders that you see cannot connect all 10 pieces, 5 pieces from each hand. They cannot do that. They don't understand how the market moves. Now, they might take 2 or 3 pieces or 2 pieces from this side and 1 piece from this side and be able to apply that. And they might do okay. But over a period of time, they might find themselves getting in the market too early, too late, or seeing things that actually don't exist. We've all been there, right? Where we hope and pray. I am not perfect. I have lost my ass also. I have been fucking cocky and had my ass handed to me in the market. It's a fact. We all have. That's a learning experience. Chalk it up and move on, okay? So today, what I wanted to do is possibly go through the website. I have a website. It's breathingwiththemarkets.com. And that's where I teach mentees one-on-one. I don't show you a book. I don't have you read electronic book or information. I actually physically go through the charts with you in detail, specific detail. And I explain why price moves and what to look for. And it's not my opinion. It is factual. It is objective, systematic. I don't tell you to watch a video. Me and you, and only me and you, are together learning and going over the charts. It's like learning how to ride a bicycle or jump rope. I laughed the other day. I said, I'll use the jump rope excuse, right? If you don't know how to jump rope, jump roping fucking sucks. I'm telling you right now, it sucks. If you don't know and you don't have the skill to jump rope, go out and try. You're going to think, fuck this, okay? So jump roping is a skill. It sounds funny, but it is. And I learned to jump rope pretty good, with the weighted ropes and stuff like that. Buy the weighted ropes and you jump, but I didn't just pick up the rope and start. It was hell, man. It was hell. But now I know how to jump rope. So it's just like trading. Trading is a skill. It is not gambling. It is not buying a combine, an evaluation, PA account, all these different words and from all these different companies and prop firms and brokerages. It's not just pushing buttons. I know that you will see support and resistance traders that have a following of 70, 80,000 people that tell you just push a button, just win more than you lose. It's kind of like a no shit, no brainer, right? Win more than you lose. 2-year-old can figure that shit out. Let's go ahead and get into the website. Here we are. And I say this on my videos. Go to breathingwiththemarkets.com. Okay, so this is the website. If we go up here to the contact button, which is one of the most important buttons, right? If we click on that, this will pop up. Okay, I am not a person or a mentor, a trader that is interested in becoming wealthy by mentoring. That's not why I'm doing this. I don't need it. My time is valuable. But when somebody doesn't pay for something, they don't value it. I mean, let's use common sense, right? If someone gave you a car or you went out and you bought your kids a car, they don't respect it as much unless they end up paying for it, right? It's just human. We're all human. So if you buy a course, it doesn't matter if it's 2 days. It doesn't matter if it's extended mentorship. I'm going to be there for you, okay? I want you to succeed. Nothing is guaranteed in life, and you have to read the disclaimers. Nothing says that just because I mentor you that you're going to be successful at trading. We have to be honest with ourselves. If I teach you a skill and you work on that skill each and every day, or whenever you have time, over a period of time, you're going to get better. But I am actually teaching you an actual skill. Look at the market objectively. If you're taught to look at the market objectively, then how could you not get better? And I am so detailed in the charts that a lot of times the mentees are like stunned. They're like, why didn't we ever learn this? How come nobody's teaching this? All of these things over and over and over again, that they're truly amazed that nobody is explaining the charts like this ever. And we have some people that have been trading over 20 years, some people 5 years, some, fewer than that. If you haven't been trading long at all, I would think that that's the best time to get in because you don't want to practice something that doesn't work. If you're following people on the YouTube that says you don't need to pay for a course, you don't need to pay for this, you don't need to pay for that, it's kind of like telling someone that wants to go to med school that they don't need to actually go to school. Just start practicing. Just do the surgery. Look at the book. You'll find it. I mean, it's bullshit. So invest in yourself. You don't have to invest with me. You don't have to invest in me. If you invest in me, I'm going to invest in you. And if you invest in me, you're going to get more than you paid for. That's a fact. I'm not going to nickel and dime people. That's not who I am as a person. I never have been. I've had companies in the past. I've built homes from the ground up. I've had clients, and I've never, ever in any of my businesses, ever had a complaint. That speaks volumes. And I take trading very seriously. So if you go to this contact button here, fill in your first and last name, put in your email. And if you have a question about the mentorship or any questions which I get from other people that are interested, then go ahead and click send. And when I see the email, I'm busy, but when I see the email, I get back to you. So that's the contact button here on the website, and it goes straight to me. This is a Sunday Zoom meeting. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this and you can go ahead and listen.
Rich will host a periodic Sunday Q&A Zoom session for all 2-day registered Ments, providing answers to any trading related inquiries. The schedule for these sessions will be flexible, with the Zoom link sent to Ments via email either the day before or on the day of the session. This complimentary benefit is available to current Ments and is subject to change in the future.
And this does apply for the extended mentorship people also. And it depends on how many people, or to be quite honest with you, I I don't even really have to use this because I am so detailed in the way I teach that they may have a question. They get a hold of me on Discord. We'll have a quick Zoom. Or if I see that they're doing something wrong, I analyze their trades and I say, hey, you need to have a Zoom with me as soon as possible. Stop doing what you're doing. That's a fact. I care about each and every mentee that goes through my program. That's the bottom line. If I see that you're doing something wrong, you will hear from me. It's not about the money. And I'm not nickel and diamond traders. That's not, we're all in this together, traders. Here's some more information on the website. Basically, it says, do you want to learn how I trade the markets? I believe I see the markets differently. That's a fact. I do believe I see the markets differently than the herd. I do not follow the herd. If the herd is 95% not profitable, why are you following all of these people and trying to become profitable? If the education out there was great education, why do we have 95% of the people failing? And I believe it's much, much more than that, traders, because there are gamblers in there. Okay. I believe it's a lot higher than 95% of the people failing. Okay. So, and down here, what do I have first? I have skill first. Skill first. That is the most important part of trading. If you don't have a skill, you should not be trading. If you have not been taught a skill, that is also an area of concern. Do you value your money? If so, you may want to go out and seek a skill. Okay? Look at this quote I have down here. You must be able to surrender your opinion to learn. I believe in that. Your opinion and my opinion does not matter. You must be able to surrender your opinions in order to learn. You must be able to surrender your competitiveness to thrive. Don't compete against anyone else. Don't even compete against yourself. It's you against the market. You must be able to live outside of your comfort zone to succeed. If you are comfortable trading, then you need to push yourself to the next level. This also includes size. A lot of people size in too much, but they don't have the skill to do so. Yes, it does take a skill set to size in. Sizing in is extremely important once you have that skill. If you don't have that skill, then you need to keep things on the lowdown and not use a lot of leverage in the market. So just because a trader uses high leverage in the market doesn't mean they're a gambler. But because other traders or other people or at prop firms assume that, oh, just because I use micros, just because I use micros, they should use micros. And we have a lot of traders. We have the data, we have the data, we have the data, we have the data, we have the data that says, oh, those that use micros or smaller leverage are the most successful traders. They know nothing about the traders. Okay. They don't know it even if they're copying someone else. Okay. It's all full of bullshit, in my opinion. I have an opinion, right? Doesn't mean my opinion's right, but I believe it's bullshit. There's transparency and everything else is a lack of in the industry. Okay. That's a fact. Transparency is lacking in the industry. That's a fact. So therefore, don't put your money on what the firms say. Never surrender your success as a final resting spot. You have just begun. I've mentioned this before. Just because you're profitable when you're successful doesn't mean your education stops. How good do you want to be? Do you want to be your best? I provide a mentorship to get you to your best over a period of time with a skill. And you can also go back in the market and understand why you lost without your opinion. Oh, I FOMO'd. FOMO is a lack of knowledge in the market. That's a fact. It's not about the money and about all this stuff. It's simply a lack of knowledge in the market. You must allow the markets to breathe, to not choke the markets. I teach traders how to do that and why we do that and what we're doing. We're looking for a weak hand in the market. Having patience inside the market is more valuable than outside of the market. That's another fact. Okay, that's not an opinion. The more you trade, the more experience you're going to get. The more you practice, the more experience you're going to get. The more that you do everything that's positive, the better skill you will get over time. And we'll continue to build on that over and over and over again. Okay. And down at the bottom, invest in yourself. Education is important. It's priceless. Okay. And of course, down here, this is my saying, skill first. Okay, it's not about the money. Skill first. Okay, we are all in this together. We'll go ahead and highlight some of these. When did Rich get started trading?
Rich began his trading journey in 1999 by entering his first trade. He was an aggressive gap trader during the New York market open and close, focusing on the 1999 tech boom, IPOs, first online banking stocks, and Amazon at $200 per share. Back then, Rich was trading around 100 to 200 trades per month, with a trading cost of $29.95 for entry and $29.95 exit, totaling almost $60 per trade. He also enjoys trading the news events and has accumulated approximately 20,000 hours in the market, including analyzing still charts.
Now, I have more than 20,000 hours in the market. Okay. And I have tens of twenties of thousands of trades, entries in the market. One of these things on here, when we talk about IPOs at the top, when I was with Schwab, I was actually some of their top clients would get a call and be asked if you wanted to buy an IPO, initial public offering, before it went actually on the stock exchange, right? So I would get phone calls, and actually I bought some IPOs. Now, if they asked me, hey, how many shares do you want? This is an offering. Are you interested in it? And I would look into it a little bit and decide if I wanted to purchase that IPO before it went public. I would say 500 shares, 1,000 shares, but I wasn't guaranteed to get that. I don't know all the specific details as to what they have, but they might, let's say they have 25,000 shares of this IPO, okay, that they can sell prior to opening day, to keep it simple. And just because I asked for 1,000 shares doesn't mean I'm going to get 1,000 shares, if that makes sense. I would get a good chunk of what I asked for. So that was another interesting thing too, because back in the tech day and back in the electronic banking day, when that IPO would hit the market, boom, it would go to 80. You buy it for 19, boom, it would hit 80 in a day or something. And it was wild times. You better know what the hell you're doing. So let's go ahead and go to the next. Does Rich use technical analysis? Yes, occasionally. Will I learn technical analysis, trading indicators, in the mentorship? Yes. Mentees will be taught technical analysis and trading indicators during the mentorship session. Will I learn different candlestick patterns?
Yes, Ments will be taught the candlestick patterns that Rich prefers to utilize during the market or practicing.
Will I learn about different candle shapes and types of candles in the mentorship?
You will not learn about various candle shapes or types of candles in the mentorship. Rich will provide an explanation for this and suggest a book for further information if necessary.
No, I don't believe in books. And I put this there because you have a lot of people trying to identify candles, and they might get in to a position because of all of these. I mean, they have names, right? They have names for all of these different candles. That's not what I teach. But if they have to know what all of these candles are and stuff like that, then I will give a suggestion of a book. And not that that's going to help them, but that's what that's there for. Did Rich ever take educational trading courses? Yes. I've spent over $30,000 on educational trading courses, including stocks, options, futures, and forex. He's also studied various successful traders, each with their own unique trading style. Additionally, Rich has invested thousands and thousands of dollars testing other traders' strategies in the live market conditions, trading the indices, NQ, Dow stocks, options, futures, and the forex market. Can Rich suggest any books to read on trading? Rich does not recommend any books on trading. He prefers to analyze the market movements and charts instead of relying on books. Are there any affiliates with breathingwiththemarkets.com? There are no affiliates associated with breathingwiththemarkets.com at this time. Can I get a trading demo account for free? You can find a trading demo account for free by conducting online search. Can I practice a strategy on a demo account for free? Yes. You can utilize a simulated demo trading account to practice your strategy without any cost or risk involved. Has Rich traded with any prop firms? Rich has indeed engaged in trading with prop firms. What are the time frame candles? Let me see if I can highlight this one.
Time frame candles in trading are single price bars that identify a particular time span. These candles are utilized in candlestick charts, condensing data from various time frames into one price bar candle. Typical time frames consist of intraday, seconds, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, and 1 hour, daily, and weekly or monthly charts. Traders have the flexibility to select different time periods according to their own requirements and strategies. Numerous candles over a period of time can make various patterns in the market on
all time frames. Price continues to move up or down over a period of time. What is scalping or short-term trading on lower time frames?
Scalping is a trading technique focused on capitalizing on small fluctuations in a stock's price. Traders of this approach execute anywhere from 10 to a few hundred trades in a day, operating under the assumption that it is easier to capture small shifts in the stock prices than significant ones. Those who employ this method are referred to as scalpers. By employing a rigorous exit strategy to avoid substantial losses, numerous small profits can accumulate into substantial gains. A trader must have the skill first, prior to executing any live trades in the financial markets.
I've said this numerous times, and I'll say it again. It is a skill first channel. You must have a skill before you get into any live market. It's like playing sports. If you're going to go out and play sports, you're not going to just go out and play football with never playing, because you're going to get pounded out there. So same with the market. The market will pick you up and throw you down if you don't know what you're doing. So I teach swing trading also.
Swing trading involves a trading approach aimed at capitalizing on price fluctuations or swings in a stock or another asset within a brief to moderate time frame, holding the position for a few days or a few weeks. Some traders engaging in swing trading utilize technical analysis to identify potential trading setups. These setups are usually found on higher time frames. Swing trading is often done on the daily time frame. Swing traders often try to enter at the beginning of a swing and get out in time before the swing turns. Therefore, it is essential to have a well-defined trading strategy / edge that outlines the method of exiting trades, whether it is based on time, a contrary setup forming, a stop loss, profit target, or a trailing stop.
So basically, that's just some information that you may or may not have known. So then we go over to here to the educational mentorships. If we go ahead and click on, say, this 2-day event down here, and we'll pick scalping. Go ahead and click on that, and then the information will pop up.
You have selected 2-day event, mentorship, scalping, short-term trading, lower time frames. Asterisk, please note, this can be a group or one-on-one event depending on availability. Rich Walden leads a group education and mentoring session. Group meetings are planned and arranged to take place on back-to-back days. No exceptions apply. As an example, only one weekend starting early on Saturday and Sunday. This also holds true for one consecutive weekday group session. Example, first session, Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 hours, MST/time zone. Please be aware that different times and days may be available based on the calendar for scheduling. Example, Sunday, second session from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 hours, MST/time zone. The mentee will choose one weekend to attend the first and second days of the group session. Days and weekends cannot be divided or combined, except as expressly provided herein. All payments under this agreement will be irrevocable, non-refundable, and non-creditable. No refunds. No exceptions. Payments referred to herein shall not be refundable under any circumstances, including but not limited to the terminations of this agreement for whatever reason. Mentorship expires after scheduled mentorship sessions are completed or time allotted above. The price for the mentorship is $2,500. US currency.
Now let's talk just a little bit about that. I am flexible, so I write this stuff down, and if I have flexibility in my schedule, I will make sure that, depending on where you're at, some people live in the UK or different countries or different parts of the world, and time zones and so forth. I am flexible, so I want you to get the best mentorship possible. And I want you to be awake, and I want it to be in a time that is best for you. Okay. It's not about the time that's best for me. You've paid, and if you paid for a mentorship, I am here for you 110%. So we will together make it work. Okay. Now, if you are not able to do back-to-back day for whatever reason, once again, I am here for you, period. Straight up. This is not about money. This is about success. This is about a mentorship. I don't know anyone, I haven't seen anyone or haven't been involved in anyone that can sit literally for 5 hours and analyze and go through that market in specific detail, 5 hours straight, back to back days. We're not talking about bringing in books. We're not talking about the history of trading. We're not talking about educational courses that they have about when the market and why the market was invented and all that bullshit. We're talking about trading. Traders. I am a fucking trader. I'm not a talker. I teach people how to trade objectively in the market. I don't get into BS. I don't get into all of these big words. The bottom line is I teach you specifically a skill, an objective skill in the market. So if you have any questions or anything you want to reach out, I gave you that contact button. You're more than welcome to. If you're a scammer, you're a hater, things of that nature, and you want to continue to change your emails and bullshit, you'll be ignored. Put the correct information in there, you will be okay. We go down here to the rest of this information.
Account information, username, password, show password, confirm password, first name, last name, email address, confirm email address. Already have an account? Log in here. Disclosures and terms required. By checking this box, you confirm that you have read, understood, accept, and agree to be bound by the terms and conditions stated in the privacy policy, disclaimers, terms of use, and the refund and cancellation policy. By checking this box, you confirm that you are 18 years old or older. Copyright 2025, all rights reserved, breathingwiththemarkets.com.
Okay, so down below we have the policy, private policy link, disclaimer link, terms of user link, and refund and cancellation policy. I would like you to read this, obviously, and by checking these boxes, you have acknowledged that you have read this. One thing that you will find about my site is I don't accept credit cards. Again, this is not about money for me. Okay. I care about the traders. I value my time. I value my strategies and my knowledge in the market. One thing I don't want is for someone to use an ex-wife, ex-husband, or a stolen credit card and to get a service essentially for free, scamming others. It's not what this is about. This is about for traders who actually want to learn how to trade. If you troll and you're a hater and you know who you are, you're not welcome, period. So by clicking these boxes and accept and create an account, then you'll receive an email how to proceed. Okay. And you will have transfer links or Zelle payments. And once I get that payment and there's a confirmation, I will get an email. I will verify everything went through for the bank. And then you will receive another email and we will be in contact with each other until I decide to call it quits. And even then, there'll be people that can be able to reach me. Okay. So once again, this is not going to nickel and dime you in any way, shape, or form. I am here for the traders. I know that I have but we'll go over to this educational mentorship here. And I have down here. You see, this is a one-on-one with Rich. This section is only for current mentees, unless Rich has agreed in writing to authorize differently. Use this contact button in the menu to contact me with any questions. So this hourly mentorship rate down here is my mentees. My mentees don't need that. Haven't used that. Okay? They haven't used that because I am here for them, right? I am here for them, bottom line. And they have a question and they're done with their mentorship program, then I'm going to answer their question. I want them to be successful. I want them to hone in on their skill and I want them to succeed. Okay. The difference between the one-on-one extended mentorship program is I will go ahead and highlight that, and we can go ahead and listen to that real quick.
You have selected the one-on-one extended education / mentorship with Rich. One-on-one sessions are planned and arranged for back-to-back days. No exceptions apply. As an example, only one weekend, starting early on Saturday and Sunday.
And it stopped. We'll try this again, huh? So let's see here. Get here and here. Where are we at? Sunday. Here we go. Let's see.
This also holds true.
Okay, this also holds true for 2 consecutive weekday one-on-one sessions. So basically, in summary, this is a $5,000 one-on-one, $5,000 one-on-one extended mentorship. What is the extended mentorship? Extended mentorship is basically we have the first two days, 5 hours back to back, grinding and grinding and grinding through the charts objectively, stuff that you can verify. You can go back in history. And I will show you over and over and over again. The market repeats itself. The market is algorithmic. There's gems in the market that people do not talk about. And I will show you those. I will teach you those. We will go over those together. And then after that, you have another additional 10 hours of mentorship broken down into 2-hour sessions. Now, once again, if you're available for an hour, that's fine. That's fine. And we'll do an hour. I haven't had anyone thus far that after the extended mentorship basically have to continue to reach out to me. We may reach out and say, hey, how's your day going? And they may show me some trades and I talk about their trades. I love trading. Okay. I absolutely love trading. This is a passion and a hobby for me. If I could change one life at a time, just one life at a time, then I've succeeded. I just want to train and trade. That's just a passion for me. So if I could change your life as a trader and get you on the right spot and you can continue to grow as a trader over a period of time, you're going to gain your skill. We all as traders need to stay in our lane. That's a fact. We must stay in our own lane. Don't say I want to be like him. Well, don't say I want to be like her. Don't say I wish I had what he has or she has. Focus on yourself, okay? You are an individual. I am no smarter than you. You are not smarter than me. We all have the ability to learn at different levels in life, okay? This isn't about being the best. The bottom line is when you have a great foundation, and I've built foundations for life. And that's one of the things I used to tell customers. I will build a foundation for life. I didn't go out and look for the cheapest price. I had people that were working for me that I knew that if I called them back for anything, if I had to call them back, they weren't nickel and diming me or the customers. That's who you want to hang out with. You want people that actually care about their work and do it right the first time. And those who do it right the first time and they actually make an error, an accident, they're not going to come back and charge you. That's not how life works. Those who take advantage of others, those who are gambling and they have this gambling mentality, every time and there's people on the internet, support and resistance trader, that continues to charge people, okay? You buy their course and then they continue to charge people hourly when they don't even have a fucking strategy. They have no strategy. They're teaching you how to gamble. That's why you keep coming back, because you can't get it. You don't get it because they didn't teach you anything. They taught you how to gamble. Unfortunately, they didn't tell you that you needed all the money in the world to continue your gambling habit. Because if you want more and more and more, eventually you're going to end up losing it, right? If you make 1,000, you want 2,000. If you make 2,000, you want 4,000, but you don't have a skill. And then all of a sudden you bet, oh, I think I've seen this before. I'm going to get in because it's rejecting here to the left. Just look to the left, look to your left, look to your left. Oh, don't use moving averages. Don't use any indicators. It's lagging in price. All of that's a crock of shit. They write all these books, all of these fucking books, trading in the zone, all this stuff. Disclaimer, nothing, I'm not saying anything negative about them, but you know what? They're not telling you what I'm going to be telling you in the charts. I don't see it. I've listened to it. Why? I have no idea. It's almost as if I believe the books were written for a purpose to hide the actual facts in the market. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me that somebody can get on here and say they were on 20 years and they worked down at the exchange and they're a floor trader and blah, blah, blah. And this is how I take the trades, but they don't explain or give you gems in the market. They just keep talking about a stop loss, a stop loss, a stop loss, a stop loss. Risk starts before the execution of a trade, traders, not after. Again, risk starts before the execution of a trade, not after. That's a fucking fact. A stop loss is not going to save your ass. Education, trading objectively in the market is going to help you grow. If you're practicing the wrong thing, I don't know what to say. You're going to get further and further behind. Invest in yourself, and someone might invest in you. Come to Breathing with the Markets. I will invest in you. I guarantee it. Peace, traders.